What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown series of Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma. This thing has been a giant one. I know it's been a while since we talked about it, but we still got to finish it up. We got to work on the north and west side of Lake Eufaula, and then we got to switch over and do the southern section. Tonight, we're focused on that northwest side. We're going to go talk about the offshore stuff. Should be a good one. Let's go. Welcome back to Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma. It has been a while since we were doing these breakdowns. We actually stopped last time on the eastern section. We covered this whole section here. I know there's no waypoints over here, but we covered this whole section, got that done. So if you missed that, go check out Simplistic Fishing. Just go and look at the playlist for the lake breakdowns and you'll find it, or you can always search for Eufaula Lake and find it as well. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to focus, as I mentioned in the intro, on the northwestern section. So if you're out there on simplisticfishing.com and you're looking to buy the SD cards or these waypoints, just know that tonight, this section, we're focusing on the north and west sections of Highway 69. So it gives you all these waypoints that are north and west, and also all of these west of 69 here too. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Let's talk about these offshore hotspots. Let's see what we found out here. Lots of stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and we're just going to start on this side right in here, and we're going to work our way up and see what we can find here. I'm gonna try to put my phone down here so I don't end up disconnecting us. So there's a couple things here. You know, we didn't mark anything here where you see this main river channel, but you may want to go check out like right in here and stuff like this. Could be a decent little summertime thing. Real good swing right here. A little bit of a pinch point going on right in there as well. You know, you catfishmen definitely, you know, you want to go down here and check this out. Looks like it's got a really good little creek bed that comes through here that meets up to this channel. Anywhere where you see these little creek beds coming out, those are always good areas to at least scan. Now, if you look over here off to the left, this looks like a bunch of those old farm ponds or something. Something's going on here, so definitely an area that you're going to go check out. I think someone had mentioned or I saw something somewhere that told me what those were, but you can see there's definitely some type of farmland that's cut out, that's got some kind of creek channels or ditches or something like that. They can definitely be attracted to stuff like that in the area. So let's keep moving up here. We're going to stay on the right side. I'll come back down the left side, but it's hard because some of this stuff is way out here in the middle. But look at these nice little ledges you have here that's being created by this river channel. So if you follow my little finger here at the top, you can see where it comes off this giant flat that's 10 foot flat that comes way out here, and then it has a little bit of a 5-foot drop right there. So it's got its own little mini ledge. But over here you've got a huge ledge. You're going from 10 foot to 45 foot. You know, the same thing with these two up here. You know, you're going from 20 foot to 40 foot, 10 foot to 40 foot. So real big drops, and you're right there on that creek channel swing, which that makes it a very high percentage area. And then if they're not there, you know, you may want to come down here and check them out down here on this bottom part, because you don't have the exact type of setup. It doesn't look as good as those top ones. But if you look right here, you definitely have something going on, maybe a little hump or something before it goes to the drop off. So just something to take a look at while you're up in that area. Let's go ahead and we're going to stay off to the right here. I'm going to back up a little bit, show you where I'm at. So we're going to go underneath this bridge, SR 150, and we're going to go up the right side, and then we'll come back down the left side. So let's see what we can find here. So as we start to get up towards this bridge, a couple different things to look at here. This whole area looks really good. I mean, I love how we have a lot of really good channels. So, you know, you definitely want to pay attention if this is your home lake, you know, and you're just not getting started fishing. Really pay attention to your channels and your river channels, your swings. Anywhere where that river channel touches stuff, that's usually going to be a pretty productive area. So if we look right here in just this little area, let's go down here and look at this bottom one first. Notice here you've got a nice hump that comes up to about 2 foot, probably exposed when the water's down, but it's right getting ready basically right before a big creek channel swing. So those are always good areas to plus anywhere you find a hump right along the river channel, that's good. This point's going to be good as well, just the way that it sets up. Also the backside of that point, could be good too because it tapers down and goes right over here into a creek bed. So you got the shallow top here, that could be back in here as well. There's just a lot of good stuff in here. You got a big deep hole that's right here for some reason, 18 foot, just right smack dab in the middle. Could be an old pond or something like that. You've also got this nice little shallow area right here, you know, very similar to what we were talking about earlier, but an area where they could stage up at really, really easily. So all of that right in there. Even up here, we've got the marker there. All those are going to be good spots. Now, bridges, you guys know me, love fishing bridges. If you see a bridge, you've got to fish it. We've got those marked as well. You've also got this little inside cut here. This could be good too. Looks like it has a decent little break there, or an interesting little point that might be worth your time to go over there and check out. So let's keep moving on up as we follow the river channel. You know, I see a spot that I missed here, and I normally would have marked it. That's going to be right here. So when you're fishing here, this is probably a really steep. If it's not a bluff wall, it's definitely very, very steep. I think if we zoom in here, we'll see how steep it is. It goes 5 foot to 50 foot, so very big drop. Well, you guys have heard me talk about it a lot, but one of the best places, or at least for me, that I've had a lot of success at is right before you get to that steep stuff. So right where it starts to taper off, like right in this area right here, would be, to me, a good spot to go take a look at least do some scanning around and see if you can find anything. You've got that creek channel or that river channel running right against that point. And so it'd be right there before it actually hits the point. And then of course you follow it out, and wherever it tapers off, you look in that area too. All right, so that one's not marked, but note that one if you're watching this video. Let's keep moving up. You know, obviously we can't mark everything or we would have been out here forever, but I will just, if I see stuff on here we didn't mark, I'll go ahead and point it out to you, just say, hey, check it out. Like right here, you got a pretty good little underwater point that comes out to about 8 foot. Coming from 1 foot to 8 foot, you got a creek bed on this side. This could have some potential as well, so maybe take a look at that. Let's move up here and see what we've got marked up here. Got a couple things over here. Obviously, you know, we're staying tight to that river channel. So that river channel is really, it's our focus. You know, whatever is close to that river channel, that's going to be your higher percentage stuff. Right here is perfect. This is a perfect little area to go fish, and I guarantee that's probably a community hole or something like that. But that nice big flat coming off there and then going right off into the to the riverbed, that's just a really good high percentage area to find some fish. Now as we move over here and we get kind of into the shallower area, I'll show you guys where I'm at. I'm kind of midway up from SR 150. As I get in here, up around this this island, looks pretty good. Maybe not as much on this side because it's pretty shallow, but you got a pretty steep drop on this side, plus you have the creek bed that's over here. So I can see that this side of the island may be a little bit more productive, but you never know. Those fish do whatever they want. Now, as you also move over here, you've got another little underwater point. Maybe not as, you know, pressured as some of the other stuff we've been looking at because it's not as obvious, but a really good little underwater point there that meets up with that creek bed. So right in there. And then while you're there, you know, you want to come over here too, because you've also got another hump that's right here. You've got the island here that everybody's going to fish, but maybe what you do is you come over from the island and you fish right here. If humps are the thing that's going on, you've got a hump right beside that island so you can watch people fish it, and you could be over here catching all the fish. So something to think about. All right, so let's keep moving up. Again, anytime you see these big old swings like this, right, these big, huge turns, take a look at that. Take a look at those little areas. These can be primo areas right in here to go look at. You can get a lot of stuff washed up, brush, debris, all kinds of stuff like that. And plus it's just a really good area for them to ambush stuff as it comes basically right into their face. So if they can find something to hide behind right before that turn, that's going to be a money spot. All right, let's keep moving on up. Let's see what else we find. Now we're getting to the bigger area up here. So I'm going to stay on this side for now. We'll come back and touch that other side, but some really good stuff right here. Obviously you've got some big rock piles that are out here. You've also got a couple little points that are here. Here again, you know, you're getting into a pretty good little flat area. You could get some bluegill spawners, stuff like that back in there. Just all kinds of good stuff going on right there around that point. Probably, again, a community type area just because the way it sets up, it's almost perfect. So I could see a lot of people, you know, fishing there and that getting some pressure, but definitely a good spot to go look at. Let's keep moving up, see what else we find up here. Couple interesting things here. One, you've got this nice little point that comes out. I think my mark was supposed to be a little bit further out, but notice how that point comes out and really touches right there, right around that creek channel turn. Same thing up here. You've got a really good ledge going on right here, right as it makes that turn. Those are good, again, high percentage areas. You got some kind of a shipwreck or something going on over here, so take a look at that. I think we even marked that when we were on Google Earth. And then as you move up here, these two little points look interesting too, not just the one that we marked, but coming over here, maybe if the fish are shallower, coming over here and fishing right in here. This looks like it has rocks or something like that, but a pretty decent little feeding table for a point right there. Another good little rounded point going on right there. The way it sets up is just, this is really good. So we've got both those marked. And then in the back, just another one of those flats. I really didn't need to mean to mark that one, so I'll take that one off. As we move up here, same type thing, you know, getting up in here, this is just the saddle, but if you look on this side of the island, it breaks pretty hard. My dots, for whatever reason, are not showing up correctly. I'm gonna delete that sucker so it quits confusing me. And really, you need to be looking more out here, like out here around the island. So I'll get rid of that one too and clean that up. But I would say look out here and also look on the inside of this right here. But right here too, you've got a good point. You've got another good point here. If I pull that back a little bit, you'll be able to see it better. Now here you go. Now you've got the big point, and the cut in, right? So you could fish these little cut ins. And if they're not there, then come out and look and see if they're on top of the points. And then again, where we had that other mark, I should have deleted it now, is right where that starts to cut in. All right, the other thing that you want to notice up here that we don't have marked, but you'll definitely see it on your graphs, is right here. You've got a road bed that comes right here. And right off of this road bed, if you look off the edge of this point, it actually has another point that extends even further out. Right here, you've got a submerged culvert or a submerged bridge. Sometimes those are there, sometimes they're not. Not sure where Navionics gets that. Maybe at one point they were there and they're washed out. But always, if you see on your map a road bed that's going across the lake or anywhere close to you, go scan it. Because a lot of times it's got debris and rock and all kinds of good stuff that you can fish around, and it's a really good area to find fish. Okay, so let's keep moving up. Stay on our right side here. Let's see what else we can find up in here. One going up right here off the corner of this point. You can see where we have it marked. That's going to be a really good little ambush spot right in here. Plus you got a little rock pile going on in that area as well. Something to look at. A couple more little spots up here, just checking out those docks and right there on the turns. I don't really like that one too well, but a couple more to look at. And then let's go down here. Let's look at this. So this is a pretty good little interesting secondary point, right? So it's not all the way back in there, but it is close to a flat. So it's a point that's close to a flat, and it's about, I don't know, midway back into a spawning area. So this could be a really good spot to go look at certain times of the year. Plus, if you're watching this creek channel, it's swinging right up against where we have those points at. This point should actually be a little bit further out here. And maybe that's what was confusing me. Not sure what's going on with that. So let's keep moving on out here, see what else we can find. Again, a good point that comes out that has a really sharp drop and a really good creek channel, creek bed, creek channel, whatever you want to call it, right there by it. So those are, again, high percentage areas. Right here, look at this interesting point. It's really flat, then 10 foot, and then a huge break. So right there, basically right where we have it marked at. Definitely want to go in there, scan around, look around, see what else you can find. There could be all kinds of good stuff right in that area. Let's keep moving on up. See, apparently bingo dock and crappie. We got some more rock piles up here. Next thing we have marked is right up here, and again, pay attention to this river channel, right? This river channel is gonna give away a lot of the spots that are gonna be good on this lake just because it's so well defined. So right here, right at the end of where it makes that turn, that's gonna be a really good area where we have that marked. We've also got a couple areas marked back in here as well. I'm gonna have to take a look at those. For some reason, some of our shallow stuff came up here too, but that's a pretty good ledge, so we'll keep that one there. This one's got rock piles and boulders, so you definitely want to look there. And then I think this is the one that I didn't mean to get put in there, so we'll delete that one out. All right, so let's keep moving up. Let's see what we can find. Next thing, as we get past that, we get into this nice little cove. Look at this, we've got some really good boulders. We got a big old sinkhole or something going on right here. It's coming right off the edge of a huge river channel swing. You got boulders here, and here. this could be a really good hotspot. Again, probably a community type hole. You know, some other things you want to look at too. And again, we can't mark every single offshore hotspot on this lake, or we have 1,000 different points. But there's some good stuff right in here, not just what we marked. I mean, obviously this dock is primo. We pretty much have that marked with that ledge there. You know, this is going to be great as well. Anywhere you can find these rocks around these points. But also over here, see this point that comes out and has a flat top and drops off right by the river channel swing? Right in there. I could see them collecting right in here. They could collect right here where it's almost like a little underwater saddle where it comes up and then drops back down into that hole. They could set right in here as well. It's right there by that river channel swing. So definitely some stuff to look at while you're up there. As we move over here, I'm going to stay on this right side and try not to be distracted from the left side. Come over here, we've got some longer points that come out with some humps. So we have that marked. Let's go on, move on up here. Not sure what I was thinking on that one, so I'll take that one out as well. And let's go ahead and move on up here. So again, up here, if we look at these docks look like they could be really good. Some really good breaks going on right there and right here. Notice how much deeper it is right in here, 22 feet. So this area right here, plus you've got a creek bed that kind of swings that way. That could be good as well. This dock being all lonesome by itself, that's going to be a good dock to fish as well. And then let's move on up over here, see what else we can find. We're going out to the main channel now. We've almost worked our way up to the highway up there. Let's keep moving. We've got some humps that are out here, some really good breaks. Again, notice how that comes in and gets really sharp and breaks. Look at the drop that you have there. So this point could be good too, right? You want to scan around this point, but don't forget to come over here and look at these spots. I'd almost shift that over just a little bit, not much, just a hair. I mean, you're going to scan this whole area, but anywhere where you get those really sharp breaks and then it starts to come out, that's good. That's just going to be a really good spot to go try and cover. All right, some more docks up here. I'm going to have to speed up a little bit because it's taking me forever, but I definitely don't want to skip over too much. But we've got some creek beds that are in here as well. So you can take a look at these creek beds that are off of this point. And then I'm going to move on up. I'm going to look at a couple other things. Nice little isolated dock. There's a couple of them that are out here, but they're coming off of a long, basically flat or something that's up here, right? It's pretty shallow. And usually when you see these long walkways, it means they're shallow docks. Well, in this case, this one's not really that shallow of a dock. It's about 12 to 15 feet off the end of it. Those are going to be decent little docks. This one maybe not as much because it's probably still only in 8 feet or so. But this one's right around a break, some contours, stuff like that. Just looks like it sets up well. All right, keep moving up. Let's go out here and let's just talk about what's out here in the middle real quick. Obviously, the river channel, we've been talking about it. These are where these points come out and touch them. So you can see there's a really good one. You got some really good ledges here, big 10-foot flat. We've got a rock pile that's over here, very high point or a hump. Then also over here, you know, same thing. I'm trying not to hit this next time, but same thing, like a little bit of the hump that's really close to that river channel swing. So let's move on up. Let's see what else we can find over here. Here we got a nice little pond with a nice break. That one looks good as well. And then also up in here, we got a nice little hump going on right in this section. Now, if you look at this, this looks really good too. That river channel swing comes up here. I can see a lot of debris and stuff getting washed up here. I can definitely see the fish hanging out here. I've also got another little hump that's right there in that section too. So let's go ahead and end the video there for tonight. When I come back, we're going to continue going up there, and then we'll work our way back down the left-hand side. If you haven't done it yet, go out to simplisticfishing.com. Check out our website. We've got all of these waypoints, the offshore stuff, plus the Google Earth stuff. We put it all onto an SD card for you, and we share the KML file with you, which is your Google Earth file. It will give you pretty much everything you need to break down this lake and hopefully put you guys on some fish. Until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.